Beatrice Verhoeven coming to you from the Wrap Studios, and I'm here to talk with Rami Malek about Bohemian Rhapsody and the portrayal of Freddie Mercury. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
I'm so excited to talk about the movie. He wears outrageous but wonderful costumes, and he did in real life, and you do in the movie. Was there one that you were like, oh, this is really uncomfortable, or this is very outrageous?
Yeah, I mean, he had this look for a while.
Yeah.
So, and you have this look going on.
I tried.
We have a good thing going on here. There was one thing I was concerned wearing, and that was the leotard. There's a Harlequin one, but the one I was worried about the most was the sequin one, because it really leaves nothing to the imagination. Not only are you walking out there basically naked, but then you have to strut on stage with the utmost confidence. And so at one point you just have to say, well, you got to do it. If you're going to emulate him, you know, there was no fear on stage.
That's amazing.
And by the end of the film, I would look at my costume designer and he'd say, how are you feeling about everything? I'm like, great, beautiful costumes. In fact, can you make me the sequin one in ruby red? And he started laughing because he knew at the very beginning I had a hard time with that outfit.
And can you talk to me a little bit about shooting the Live Aid scene? Because obviously it is pretty much a shot-by-shot remake of the Live Aid.
Yeah.
You know, and I was also curious, that was the first thing you shot, right?
That was the first thing we shot. It was the most daunting. We spent copious hours trying to figure out all the moves. And you know, Freddie is a spontaneous human being in every aspect of his life. So when he got out there on that stage, nothing was planned. He says if it's planned, then it's boring.
Right.
Where the producers got the idea from Mr. Robot, of all things, that I could play Freddie Mercury is beyond me. But you know, I just put my nose down and gave it my all. At one point, you know, I couldn't get one of the moves in Live Aid, and I said, look, I can't 5, 6, 7, 8 this to save my life. He basically is tap dancing in a spontaneous way. Yeah. And at one point, she's like, well, what do you see him doing? And I go, to me, it looks like he's squashing worms on the pavement. And so one day we're out on day 4, we come to this section, and all I can hear from behind the camera is, and worms, 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 and instantly my feet are moving in the exact same place that they should be. So yeah. It's weird things like that.
And how did you go from, like, you know, shooting Live Aid first, and that was like his prime. He's very muscular, very, you know, buff looking, but at the beginning of the movie, you play a younger Freddie. He's scrawnier. He's, you know, it's a very big.
I didn't really want to bulk up per se. I just wanted to get my body into a place where I could do a 22-minute concert over and over for 5 days and not be out of breath. Right. Well, it's highly impossible to do that. There were days when I would find myself laying on my back trying to just absorb as much air and inhale as much air as possible. And but at the same time, I was bulking up. I was on a very specific diet, and I bulked up for that first week and immediately had to drop muscle and weight to go into shooting young Freddie, who is very scrawny.
And how annoying were those teeth?
You know, they started out being pretty difficult to deal with. I had them a year prior because I knew I would be wearing teeth, and we just tried out all different sizes. And when they first went in, I felt very insecure, but immediately I was compensated. I mean, physically I started to sit with more posture and elegance, and then I thought, oh, he is so elegant. And there were moments I would watch archival footage of him, and you see him covering up his lips and his teeth all the time, and you know, it's sad. He went through the formative years of his life being made fun of and often being referred to as Bucky.